Hello everyone, and welcome to this week's The Story of a Poor Boy. I'm Mikey.
I'm Matt.
And this week there's been absolutely no news to do with Liverpool. We've got one little interesting bit, and it's today Danny
We've
Ings.
signed Asensio. No?
No.
Oh, okay.
No. It's Danny Ings today. So we'll cover that briefly today. There's not really much to talk about because we've mentioned it previously on recent podcasts, but we'll go over it again. Why not? Then we're gonna basically do a World Cup heavy show today. So we're gonna talk about who's impressed, who hasn't, who's overachieving, who's underachieving.
There has been a lot of football on.
There has been a lot of football, and it's been quite.
Most of it's been dead good.
Most of it has been dead good, except for the France-Denmark game today.
Yeah,
which was shit.
I actually watched that at work and did work while it was on. That's how bad it was.
That tells you how bad it was. We'll talk about players who've impressed. I mean, we might mention Marco Asensio a little bit because for some mad reason we've been linked with him.
Hey, we've signed him. It's done.
Yeah, why not?
The ink is dry.
And we'll see how we get on for time, because we also want to talk about VAR.
Yes.
And that hotly debated topic.
It's so hot right now.
It is so
it's
hot.
so hot.
Right. So that took 1 minute 30, and that was just intro. We're on. Alright, so let's start off with Liverpool then. Let's talk about Danny Ings a little bit. So today it's been announced that Danny Ings is likely to leave the club this summer after he's asked to move away to get more first team football. Initial reaction?
Fair enough, really.
Yeah.
I love him. I think he's great. I think he's one of football's good guys. But where's he getting time in that team? And he needs time playing football again to see if he can properly recover from the horrendous injuries he's been through. And he's not going to get that here. He needs that somewhere else, and I think it'd be shit of us to stop that.
I mean, I think it would be shit of us, and I think you're right there. But my first reaction is, why is it leaving, and why is it not on loan instead? Do you know what I mean? Like, why does it seem
will he ever be better than Firmino?
No, but why is there? I mean, Danny Ings strikes me as a player who's got a lot of fight in him, and he's recovered from some serious injuries to prove that to a point. But why is it straight away Danny Ings is leaving? Do you know what I mean? Like, there could be a point in a couple of years where we're genuinely talking about Danny Ings as scoring goals with Bobby Firmino in the team. It doesn't have to be. We've seen how flexible this team can be. We fit Coutinho in it. Firmino could drop off into the more classic 10 role, I suppose, and then we'd have Ings up top in a couple of years. But it's getting that match fitness and getting that match sharpness, which he's not going to get at Liverpool, and that's fair enough. But he can get that elsewhere and bring it back, surely. Do you know what I mean?
True.
I can't understand why it's in. It seems to be spoken about as if Danny Ings is gone and he will be leaving Liverpool permanently this summer. He's never really had a fair crack of the whip because of injuries, except for that brief period under Brendan Rodgers. I just think it seems weird that he's going.
Yeah, maybe he needs a change of atmosphere, change of scenery.
He seems to fit in well though with the lads and all kinds. He seems to be a player who might be missed in the dressing room as well.
He seems fun, doesn't he?
Yeah, exactly. He seems to laugh, and I just feel like it's one of those players where, all right, in terms of actual minutes on the pitch, we won't feel that difference probably, but in terms of what we could be looking at in the future, I don't want to see Danny Ings playing for, let's say, Burnley or Newcastle next season, just to throw two clubs out there who will be linked with him this summer, and him getting 20 goals in the Premier League. I want to see him getting those numbers for Liverpool, and his work rate and his endeavour, he's good enough to do that.
Yeah, but
in the future,
when does it happen?
In a couple of years. Danny Ings is about to hit what should be his peak years. Now, his development's pushed back a little bit, obviously, because of the 2-year absence with injuries. But why not? Why not loan him? instead? Why are we sitting here after all the effort with the tribunal and all that as well? I appreciate Jurgen Klopp said to him that's fine, and if you weren't a stand-up guy, you wouldn't be like getting your request. Basically, is what I get the impression of. Well, I think he would be, but in a different kind of way, less amicably, should we say?
Possibly.
Yeah, it'd be Liverpool are getting rid of you rather than the Liverpool are letting you leave. But I don't know. It doesn't sit right.
I don't. Maybe he's aware. Like Bruce has just signed his new contract. Origi's out on loan. Sturridge is doing something. Sturridge is basically off. Let's be honest. But Origi's probably coming back, and Brewster's there.
Well, that's
maybe he sees him not getting in ahead of them, even if he's gone out on loan and comes back. Because you'd imagine that Brewster might go out on loan, or Brewster might be looking to get into the first team with the new contract.
Brewster's not going out on loan.
Well, there we go then.
Jurgen Klopp's already said he's integrating him. But Liverpool needed another first teamer last season, and from the bench who Jurgen was willing to use, and Ben Wilburn was, I believe, carrying a knock for most of last season. So he couldn't exactly come in when we needed him. But I don't know. It just what it says is that Divock Origi is probably, like, given the knowledge that we've already got at the Jurgen Klopp's transfer plans, is that he doesn't want to sign an out-and-out striker. Supposedly, it stinks that Divock Origi's staying.
Yeah,
and he will come back in to be involved and fight for his place. I mean, if you are going to lose Danny Ings, if you're going to lose one of the two, I'd probably prefer to lose Danny Ings.
Yeah, I think I'm with you.
I think Origi's more flexible.
I think he's got a bit more about him.
Yeah, and definitely. But I think Ings and Sturridge this summer look like they're both out the door now.
Yeah.
I would just prefer to see Danny Ings leave on a loan move with option to buy at the end or something like that. Do you know what I mean? Like, just something where Liverpool have got a little bit of potential going forward to actually. Maybe we'll do the buyback clause again like we have with Jordan Ibe.
Maybe.
I mean, not that we're ever going to cash that one in.
He's better than Sterling.
I mean, I never said that. I said that when I was very angry. I mean, Raheem Sterling's England performances are anything to go by. Jordan Ibe might well be better than Raheem Sterling.
But apparently that's all Henderson's fault, so it's fine.
It is. Henderson, you shite. I love you. I mean, there's not really much else to say about Ingsy, really.
Wish all the best for him.
Yeah, exactly. Wherever he goes, I hope he does well. I'd love to see Danny Ings getting in alongside Harry Kane, because I know how much that would mean to him.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? If he was starting for England. But, yeah. So, that's Liverpool done. 8 minutes in.
Woo!
Yep, well done us. We dragged 8 minutes worth of content out of what has been the quietest week in Liverpool's history.
Fekir came on twice for France. Is that news?
No, I'm not talking about him.
I sent Mikey a message. I was like, Fekir coming on for France, Klaxon. That was our news.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. I mean, in all fairness,
he had a shot today. That was good.
Fuck's sake, we're going to talk about Fekir, aren't we? And I didn't want to. Because I don't want to, because I feel like we're building ourselves up to look like idiots when he eventually signs for X instead of Liverpool. Do you know what I mean?
We're going to look like idiots regardless.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, he came on today, looked all right. It was today.
It was today.
Yeah.
In the worst game of football ever.
So many games at this World Cup I'm losing track.
It is.
Yeah, he had a good couple of efforts. One in particular, Kasper Schmeichel had to save, but again, nothing that's going to upset his price tag too much, shall we say. And they're probably going out in the next round as well to Argentina, who are fucking scraping everything somehow by.
It's an interesting game.
I want to see Messi just do magical things this tournament, but I think we all do, to be fair.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, Fekir. Well, if we are going to talk about him, we may as well talk about what the Lyon president's been saying this week again.
Yep, he has been running his mouth again, hasn't he?
Yeah, so, I mean, we're talking. He said that Real Madrid are interested in Fekir, and he is no longer in negotiations with Liverpool. However, he did concede that anything can happen in football and nothing is dead. So
you heard it here first, guys. It's alive. It's back on. Deal's back on.
Proper back exactly where we started at the start of those quotes. Nothing has changed.
It's on.
The only thing that's changed is he went, Real Madrid, they're interested, and Liverpool probably just went, no, they're not.
Real Madrid are interested. I promise you.
Real Madrid aren't signing someone who
has signed for Liverpool.
No. Real Madrid aren't going to go out and buy someone like that. He's not high profile enough to sign for Real Madrid.
This is true.
Like this, do you know what I mean? And not to mention, that's an area where they don't need anybody. They've got Isco, they've got Asensio.
Not for much longer.
Fuck off. I'm not even entertaining it. It's fucking...
It's silly season and being silly.
£160 million Liverpool are apparently ready to pay. That's the second highest fee of all time for a player who can't get in the Real Madrid team. No. But yeah, they've got Isco, they've got Asensio.
If it happens, you have to eat a hat.
I mean, yeah, alright, good.
Cool, sound. I will choose the hat.
Okay, fine. Yeah. Where am I going with this? Oh yeah, Lucas Vazquez plays there sort of as well. You know, they've got plenty of players who can play along that role. Gareth Bale is one of them, and they're talking about getting rid of him. Unless they're planning
sign him too, it's fine.
A majorly disappointing overhaul this summer, there's no way they're getting Fekir.
Yeah, that's fair.
You can't get rid of Gareth Bale and then get Fekir in. The Real Madrid fans...
Although apparently they are after Mane.
Yeah, alright. I just can't imagine it, that's all.
Hey, I'm just repeating what Twitter tells me. I'm basically Sky Sports.
True. Pick up on anything. Yeah, Mohamed Salah's the victim of everything.
Yeah, I have no fucking idea what's going on. Can we not talk about that? Because I really don't know what's going on.
Yeah, let's wait until after Egypt get home and we've got a bit more of a clue about it. So next week we might have a look into what's going on with Mo Salah.
I just know his agent just keeps tweeting things, and I don't know what's going on.
His agent keeps tweeting things that make me very concerned. And then I'm like, no, this is probably not to do with him signing for anybody else. This is to do with him with Egypt. It's just when his agent's tweeting things like, oh yeah, we'll see you next week or something like that. You're like, not Mo. Please stay. No. But yeah, we will see in the grand scheme of things and the grand course of time. I'm sure everything will come into light.
Yeah. And it'll all work out.
And Mo Salah will retire from international football, apparently. Maybe not, really.
Maybe.
He loves playing for Egypt too much.
He does.
But yeah. So, that's Liverpool done.
Woo!
Yay! I can't wait
for Reds.
I can't wait for the World Cup to be over, and I can't wait for the Reds to be playing again.
Yeah, true. But I am really enjoying this World Cup.
Do you know what else? I say Liverpool over. Do you know what isn't... what we haven't mentioned yet?
No.
Naby Fekir is a Liverpool player on Sunday.
Yes, he is.
Sunday, man.
Sunday.
Fucking Sunday. His first game is going to be like fucking Chester away or something like that, isn't it?
Yeah. Fabinho as well, though, yeah?
Yeah, but we've been waiting for
I know, it's a year.
Keita for a lot longer. And they said Fekir then. We've been waiting for Keita for a lot longer. Yeah. But yeah.
Did you see what he was dressed in when he arrived?
Yeah, at the
My God,
hotel.
how cool does he look?
He is so fucking cool. I love him. I love him already. He's just going to be a knobhead. You can just tell you. Everybody else in the Premier League is going to be like,
he's going to wind up so many people.
Yeah, like Mane and Firmino. Yeah, and I'm sure he's going to get on like a house on fire with everyone there as well, because they all just seem to be...
Mane already loves him, doesn't he?
Yeah, exactly. They're already best mates, aren't they? Yeah. Don't know where. Did they play together at Salzburg or something like that?
I think so, yeah.
Right. That explains a lot. Right. World Cup.
So excited.
World Cup.
Yeah. It's been good, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's been alright. So we're talking on Tuesday night now, because for some reason over the summer we decided to go to Wednesdays instead.
Well, I was busy last weekend. Well, it was Father's Day last weekend. You actually, you know what? You were busy 2 weekends in a row.
Yeah, alright, I was busy, but you know the difference. We still released episodes when I was busy.
I basically left the country. I went back to Middle Earth.
I literally left the country. That's why
you did leave the country. Yeah,
I've been to Scotland for the weekend.
I was gone.
Jamie's sister's wedding. And congratulations again, Zoe and James.
Yeah, well in. I think I've ever met you, but well in.
Nah, I don't think you have. Yeah, so we're recording this on Tuesday night after Argentina have just beat Nigeria, which was a fantastic game.
Hell of a game. Hell of a game.
Yeah, what we thought we'd do is we'd just talk about the group stage up to now, who's impressed and whatnot. So, Matt, what teams have impressed you the most at this World Cup so far?
It's got to be Mexico.
Mexico?
Yeah. Like, their win against Germany was just brilliant, and a lot of people are saying that the second game they weren't as good, but I think second half their quality shone through, especially when South Korea started to tire. But the reason why they weren't as good in the first half was because South Korea were kicking the shit out of them, really. They really, really were. But they just looked really, really good, really strong throughout, and so fast and so technical. I'd like to see them go fuck. Away kit, I'm in love with it.
Well, I mean, they've qualified.
Yeah.
Who's left to play? It's Mexico versus Sweden and Germany, South Korea.
Yes.
So, have they qualified? Actually, have they qualified?
Oh, actually, you know what?
No, it would take Germany to win and Sweden to win and an overturn in the goal difference.
Basically qualified.
It would. They can't go in with that attitude, but yeah, I mean, they've done well. They've got 6 points from 2 games.
I can.
Yeah, you can, but you're yeah. Yeah, I think you're right there. To be fair, it looks they play pretty well.
Yeah.
And they weren't expected to get through that group. It was always going to be Germany, Sweden. So fair play to them at this point. Anybody else?
Croatia.
Croatia.
Like their beating of Argentina last week was just brilliant.
Yeah.
Didn't watch their game today because we were watching Argentina-Nigeria instead. But,
yeah, well, it was a dead rubber as far as we were concerned. Cause
they rotated 9 players, didn't they?
Yeah, exactly. To them it meant nothing, but they still come through with the result. The spine is very strong. Very strong. So really we have Subasic in the middle with Dergsy Lovren in front.
Yeah.
Legend. Luka Modric.
Gave away a pen earlier, though.
Did he actually?
Yeah.
Fuck's sake. Yeah, so they got Modric, Rakitic in front, and then Mandzukic through the middle as well. Kovacic is there. They've got Perisic.
It's a good team.
Right back is Siem Vajarko. I can't ever pronounce his name.
I'm pulling a face at him and shrugging my shoulders.
There's plenty about it. There's plenty about that team.
They always seem to be everyone's choice as their dark horse, and they always seem to flatter to deceive. But like this year, they could go quite far, maybe.
Maybe. I mean, next round's Denmark. You'd expect them, given on what we've seen from both sides, you'd expect Croatia to go through there. But then it's probably Spain. If we're being honest, it's looking likely to be Spain because Spain will play
Russia.
And while
we're
talking about teams who've impressed, and we've brought up Russia. Lovely segue.
Nice.
Russia, Spain. It's an interesting game, but I don't see Russia having enough. The first time they came up against any real quality in this tournament,
they got battered.
Yeah, and Uruguay took them apart yesterday. Luis Suarez with a Luis Suarez free kick.
Oh, it was gorgeous. It was absolutely
classic.
Gorgeous.
But 3 goals past Russia, who look so good. I'm not sure about the rotation. I didn't actually catch the Russia game, the Uruguay-Russia game. I don't know if there was.
No, I only saw the highlights.
So maybe we're, maybe they were selling them a bit short. But I mean, they've done better than Egypt.
Yeah. Salah got a goal though.
2 goals.
2 goals.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's good.
If we're talking about that group, Egypt are probably my team who've underachieved the most out of what I wanted to happen at the start.
Oh, definitely from what we wanted, but
just purely because of the way things fell, and you can blame Ramos all you like for it, but I was hoping Egypt would have enough about themselves to look something like challenging in that group, and they just fell apart. They got beat by fucking Saudi Arabia.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, they are at least ranked higher than Saudi Arabia, so it is a little bit, very much underachieving.
In that group, Russia and Saudi Arabia are the 2 lowest ranked countries in the FIFA World Rankings, and we know that they are bollocks. I mean, look at Poland, for example. Poland are ranked 8th in the world, but that's because they went a year without playing any friendlies, so they could stay there. That's true, actually.
Poland have been fucking crap as well.
And they've been awful. So, yeah, Egypt, I was hoping would do something. Like, obviously, that's not purely on the weight of how good Mo Salah is.
Of course, yeah.
But he's got 2 goals at this tournament. He's been good when he's been fit. I mean, you could tell the second game he just wasn't 100%.
Yeah,
it was sad to see. To be
but
honest,
you could see how much it meant to him. Like, he still played that game. He still played the third game.
Yeah, and he kicks every ball as well when he's, when he's not 100%. He's chasing after everything still, and we love him. I'm made up he's coming home because he needs a rest. He played so much football last season.
Yeah, needs a rest him and a good pre-season with Naby Keita behind him.
Yeah, with Naby Keita and Fabinho. So yeah, I mean, next round, as we said, Spain, Russia. Russia have been found out, I think, and I would expect Spain to go through there. Spain, Croatia will be an interesting game now. Croatia,
if it falls like that,
if it does fall like that. So we're saying if Spain beat Russia and Croatia beat Denmark, which is what the bookies,
if you're a betting man, that's what you'd put on.
What the bookies was having as will have as favourites. So, I mean, you look at that midfield, for example, the 3 I've already mentioned in the Croatian midfield: Modric, Rakitic, Kovacic. What have all 3 of them got in common? All 3 of them play for Real Madrid or Barcelona. Do you know what I mean? They've got a bit about them.
It's going to be a really, really interesting game.
Yeah, and
hopefully,
I'd fancy them to do something to upset Spain, and I'd fancy Dexy Lovren to get in a massive scrap with Diego Costa as well.
Oh yes, fucking nut him. Kick him so hard he lands in Rose's head.
Yeah. While we're on Spain, Portugal.
Oof, what a game!
Well. I mean, that was a great game of football. We covered that last week. But Portugal have been terrible in this World Cup so far.
Wow, yeah. They've been very Real Madrid, where they've just been kind of just meh and winning.
Yeah. I mean, is that... Ronaldo's obviously the common denominator in those 2 teams. Is Possibly. It just him? Is it just him? Does he just have this fucking mentality about him that he passes on?
Yeah.
It must be, mustn't it? Because Iran deserve to go through in that group. We'll talk about that game a bit more later when we come to the VAR
conversation.
Who else have we talked about? So that's every group that have played 3 games up to now, so played all their games. We haven't really talked about France, but I don't care about France because we talked about Fekir before.
They've been quite Portugal as well. They've not looked impressive, but won most of the games.
Not at all. The goal against Australia was a fucking ridiculous the Pogba strike.
It's weird though, because like all your favourites aren't really showing up properly yet. Maybe it's a slow starter thing, and they're trying to save their energy for the latter stages. But I personally think they all just look a bit crap.
I'm inclined to agree with you, except for I'd say Spain have been very good. They weren't good against Morocco, but
which is they're the team that I would have expected to not be good, like having just sacked their manager and all that.
Yeah, I mean, I say that the Morocco results. I didn't watch the game. I was watching Portugal Iran instead, but the Morocco results is a bit of an odd one because Morocco go into it with a lot to prove, and maybe their backs were up a little bit, but we're entering knockout football now, and as we've previously alluded to, Spain are full of 2 teams, Real Madrid and Barcelona. They're very good at knockout football. So they went out in the group stage last time round. That's fine. They're not masters of groups of football. They're masters of knockout football. So it'll be quite interesting from here on in.
So excited for Spain-Croatia now.
Yeah, and this is the thing. Like going forward now, it looks like Spain have got a pretty good run to the final because it's
a lot nicer than the other group that is going to go into the quarter-final.
It's probable that they are going to get England if England go further in the semi-final. If England get to the latter rounds, it's probable Spain will get England or Belgium.
More likely Belgium, let's be honest.
Yeah.
I was looking at him so funny, man. I was like, Mikey, are you about to say football's coming home or something?
I mean, I'm not going to say that after what I said last week. What I am going to say is you can't fail to be impressed with what England have done so far at this World Cup.
Yeah.
We can sit here and say, it's only Tunisia and it's only Panama, or you're like, Brazil have only played Switzerland and only played Costa Rica.
Pretty sure both of those are better than both of what England
Tunisia are a fucking horrible team to play against. Who beat?
Yeah, we saw.
Yeah, they beat Spain and they drew. What did they beat Spain? They have beat Spain and drew Portugal or the other way around. I can't remember which way around. But and Panama at their first World Cup. You know, we've seen Spain got beat by Morocco because they had a point to prove. Yeah. At this point, you have to beat what's put in front of you.
No, of course you do. But I'm looking forward to seeing England playing a team that's got something about them. Belgium. And seeing how they cope then.
The thing is, you aren't going to get a fair reflection of what England can do.
No, it's going to be a weird game. They both don't want to win. And they're both just going to kick the shit out of each other.
Gareth Southgate has already said he's going to rotate and give some of the other lads a game.
Martinez has said that as well.
Keep everyone fresh. I mean, England's squad depth is pretty decent in all fairness. Well, I mean, it's a poor England squad overall, you'd say, compared to previous squads. But the squad depth is pretty linear. If that makes sense, do you know what I mean? There's no proper drop off in any area. No massive drop off in any area. I mean, you look keepers, Butland similar to Pickford, Trent Alexander-Arnold similar to Trippier. I could go on. I'm not going to. But
welcome to another week of my Eagles lists.
Fuck off. But yeah, I mean, it will be interesting, England-Belgium, because whoever does play. Win that group will play the winners of will play the runners-up of Group H. At the moment, that is Senegal.
That's going to be good. I can't wait for that.
But obviously that means that the runners-up of that group will play the winners. At the moment, that will be Japan. Last game though is Colombia-Senegal. That is fucking huge, and it also to me suggests that Japan through.
Colombia looked really good against Poland as well.
Colombia turned up. James Rodriguez came on and started even.
Yeah.
And he just looked like he made everyone tick, and everything was just going again, clicking perfectly.
He likes a World Cup, doesn't he?
He does like a World Cup, and on the back of his last World Cup, he signed for Real Madrid. So this time around, hopefully he signs for Liverpool. You never know. Nice. No, I'm sure he's just... Has he signed permanently for Munich? I know he's on a 2-year loan deal.
I have no idea.
I'd love him at Liverpool.
He's a strange one.
I think he'd do very well at Liverpool.
Oh, yeah.
He just never got the minutes. And that's another Cam who plays at Real Madrid. That means that they're not signing for gear. Sorry, just remember that. But, I mean, looking at that group, you really want Senegal to do well, don't you? But,
I really, really do.
I mean, I'm looking at it now. The only way that this happens is if Japan lose to Poland and Senegal and Colombia draw. If Senegal and Colombia draw, Senegal finish on 5 points, Colombia finish on 4, Japan finish on 4, but Colombia have a better goal difference and goals scored. So
I can't see Poland winning a football match.
Poland need to, though, because they need to have some national pride about them.
They are really, really bad, though.
Really, they haven't played really well. Lewandowski's just not turned up at all.
As was shown with Egypt, it's hard when you've got one good player and the rest are just really not.
You might say that they finished. They are 8th in the world ranking. Sorry, I wouldn't say. I mean, they're not overly abundant in talent, but they aren't exactly poor. You know, they've got Wojciech Szczesny in goal. He's not world class, but he's a decent goalkeeper. They've got Glick, centre half, Piszczek at right back. You know, that Zielinski in centre midfield. Krychowiak, who we all thought was a world beater, and then ended up getting relegated with West Brom. But you know, Lewandowski and Milik are two strikers.
But it's all right having players like that, but if you can't play in the same system, just look at Argentina last week against Croatia. We were all saying it's quite an achievement that the manager has got a team of that quality. I know everyone mocks Otamendi being their best centre back and that, but like he's just won the league, so he's not shit. Well, he's shit. But he's not the worst defender in the world. It's impressive that they got a team like Argentina. Right, fine, Otamendi's shit. Well, he's their best centre back. He's their best defender.
I see your Otamendi point, and I raise you that Marcus Rocco finished it before.
Oh, fair enough. Fine. But you get my point.
No,
don't
I'm
you?
joking.
It was quite an achievement that the manager got that team playing so badly.
Yeah.
And that is apparently what is happening with Burnley as well.
Yeah, me and Matt were having a particular outrage before because they had the left winger Misa come on.
Oh my god, he's crap.
And he's fucking terrible.
He was terrible against Croatia.
Yeah.
So bad. And then he brought him on against fucking Nigeria.
Yeah, and that meant that we didn't see Pablo Dybala and we didn't see Sergio Aguero until late. You know,
it was just madness.
Dybala's getting treated like shit for
Argentina. With the game management.
Yeah,
they should not have won that game.
Well,
no way in hell.
If it was a club side, Dybala would be moving on. He's been treated terribly, and he deserves a look in because he's very good. You just look at his record for Juventus already. He's a very good footballer. But I mean, they've got like the likes of Mauro Icardi sat at home. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? It's madness. Yeah, we weren't talking about Argentina though. We were talking about Poland.
We were.
And
they're bad. I can't see them winning a game of football. I really can't.
And the reason we were talking about them though is we were talking about who England could get in the next round.
Yep.
Because some of you will probably care.
I think it's going to be funny when Mane scores a hat trick against them. So,
well, as I'm saying, that needs something that needs something to happen that you don't see happening.
Yeah, no, it's
just. Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like at this moment in time, I think Japan are above Senegal. Purely on like fair play. England are top of their group on fair play as it stands right now. So I think that Japan are the same. Well, what else do you have to do? Do you know what I mean?
Penalty shootout.
I mean, I'd watch that.
Yeah.
But no, you have to. There's logistics involved and stuff like that.
Yeah, I suppose.
Do you know what I mean?
Do it in separate stadiums.
This is
just fly out the goalie.
This isn't Wales we're talking about or something, or England or something like that, do you know what I mean, where it's a small country where they can just travel round the corner.
Yeah.
This is Russia. It's the biggest country on the planet.
Is it?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, they're going to be flying... Was Antarctica a country? No. No. But you know what I mean? They're travelling...
It is quite big.
Yeah. It's not really...
We did physics, not geography.
Yeah. It's not really practicable.
Good word.
Practicable. Love that word. Yeah, I mean... I think so far England... If I'm being honest, the two teams who've impressed me the most would be England and Belgium.
I was gonna say Belgium were impressive, and like begrudgingly, I'll admit, England have looked good. England have looked like quite exciting. They're playing some nice football. Henderson's been brilliant.
I was literally about to say the heartbeat of England has been Jordan Henderson.
Yeah,
he's been fucking brilliant the first two games, and people are saying, "Oh, well, we'll see how he does against that top quality midfield." He's pretty much one of the best players on the pitch against Roma both games, and he was pretty alright in the first half against Real Madrid as well. Until Madrid got a proper foothold in the game. Henderson was
played first game against City as well, did
he? Yes, he did. Yeah, I mean,
and he was boss.
Yeah, Jordan Henderson's a very good footballer. He doesn't get enough credit, but listen to every other episode of this ever recorded to find out what we.
Jordan Henderson podcast.
We should literally just do an episode.
The story of a Jordan Henderson boy.
We'll do an episode one day where it's literally just me saying for an hour, Jordan Henderson's good at football. Jordan Henderson's good at football. Jordan Henderson's good at football.
Like, great radio.
It's like the Beatles. What's it? Revolution 9. It's great.
You can't see it, but I just roll my eyes.
Yeah, Matt doesn't like the Beatles because
I don't dislike the Beatles. I just not.
Never mind. Football.
Yep, it's true.
Right. So yeah, I mean, England and Belgium. At this point, 2 games in, have scored 8 goals each and conceded 2 goals each. It's pretty impressive.
It is.
And it's going to be a fucking great game. And I did say at the start of the tournament, the only 2 games I'm properly looking forward to seeing as neutral, as you were, would be Spain-Portugal, which was a fucking brilliant game of football, and England versus Belgium, which should be a fucking brilliant game of football.
The thing with Spain-Portugal is that should have been a semi-final. It should have been a semi-final or a quarter-final. It was a game that deserved that station.
Yeah.
I mean, can we meet again? We could probably meet again, can't we?
I'd assume so. I think it's not until...
We can meet in the quarters, I think.
I don't think it's that early. It's not. It's definitely not that early. I think it's semis from this point on.
Because I'd love to see round 2 of that. I really would.
I think it's semis from this point, but I'm not entirely sure. I don't really follow the conversations. I'm just like, yep, okay, well, England
play second from somewhere.
Yeah, exactly. Who's asked?
Yeah.
At the end of the day,
I just want to see good football. That's what I want.
Okay, so we've done overachievers. Who's the most underachieving team at this World Cup?
That has been Poland. That's a good question.
So just to give you some examples of underachieving as such, we're looking at Argentina, 4 points through, but very poor so far.
It has been, yeah.
Egypt, 0 points. I suppose you could say Portugal to a degree, 5 points.
Well, both Spain and Portugal were on 5, weren't they?
Yeah, around. Alright, Spain, Portugal. Morocco, 1 point from that group as well. Morocco were, for some reason, seen as it could cause an upset.
I never looked at it that way, to be fair. I looked at it as Spain and Portugal were going through, and then the other two can just have some fun.
Same, to be fair. Brazil, 4 points from the first 2 games.
See, they've not looked great.
Yeah.
Points wise, they're doing good. For like 4 points for the first 2 games is good.
Yeah. First game they were playing for 45 minutes. Died off the second half. Second game they needed 2 late goals to win it, and 2-0 flattered them at the end of the day.
And then Neymar cried, and I still don't really know why.
Cried. Germany.
See,
Germany are the last one. I could say Colombia, but Colombia pulled it together the last game.
Germany have been weird. Their game against Sweden, they were poor. They were poor.
Sweden deserved more from that game.
Sweden did deserve more from that game, but I fucking love a last minute winner. That's what I watch the World Cup for.
Toni
I love
Kroos,
shit like that.
The bend on that ball.
Oh,
I fully believe if it hadn't hit the net, it'd have hit him in the back. It'd have hit Kroos in the back.
Yeah.
Like, he put that much whip on that ball, it was coming back round, I don't care. What a fucking strike that was, and fair play to him, because he was shite for the rest of the game.
Yeah.
To be honest.
No, but like all of Germany was. Yeah. They weren't good.
Marco Reus was dreadful.
He kept slicing at it, he kept hacking at it. I think you could tell there was panic in that team. Like, they knew that they were nearly out. And it terrified them, because they're Germany, they're not used to this.
Yeah.
They've never been used to this. They've always been there.
I'd say who looked half good for Germany so far in both games. Julian Brandt.
Yes.
Both games he's come on and he's looked to do something a bit different.
Fast winger.
Fast winger, yeah.
Took Sané, you idiots.
Yes, they should have definitely took Leroy Sané. I'm just looking up now. Is it confirmed that Brandt's gone to Bayern Munich here?
I'm not sure.
I don't think it is, to be honest. I don't know whether I've made that up or not.
Can we have him, please?
I wouldn't mind. Liverpool renewing that interest, because it was either him or Salah, wasn't it, last year? Why not both?
Yeah. I just want all the wingers. All the wingers.
Yeah. I mean, Echo article here, Brandt, Sané and more vindication for Liverpool transfer strategy. So you've listed 2 players Liverpool haven't signed. And
well, they're saying it's like, but we were interested.
Yeah,
and now
done.
They're good.
We were linked.
The Echo, what a paper.
Fucking hell. Honest to God, what? Who the fuck writes that? I'm not clicking because it'll be someone I like. Yeah, I mean,
but yeah, Germany, they've looked weird. I've never seen a Germany team like this.
Yeah, sign of a good team at this point, though.
I don't know. Like, maybe that last minute winner could see them kick on from there, and you can never put it past them to reach a semi-final or a final, can you?
Yeah, and playing South Korea last game,
they were okay. They were okay against Mexico. Very, very dirty, I thought. Like they fouled a lot.
Been a lot of that from small teams recently.
They were properly kicking Mexico.
Yeah.
That's why I thought Mexico weren't as good first half. But then Korea tired and they got to release a little bit more.
Who's been the player of the World Cup so far, Matt? At this point, who's been the best player at this World Cup?
Well, Liverpool, that's on. It's Jordan Henderson. It's a good question.
I mean, I know we've only seen 3 games from some players, 2 games from a lot of them. who's been the best?
Well, if we're going by goals scored, is it Harry Kane?
No, it's not Harry Kane.
It's definitely not Harry Kane. He scored 2 penalties and a ball hit him and went in.
Scored 2 penalties, ball hit him, one went in, and his first game, the 2 goals, were both inside the 6-yard box. And I defy anyone who says Rashford or Vardy wouldn't have put either of them away.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. I mean, it's a fantastic achievement to be at this stage of the World Cup with 5 goals, and I'm not trying to put Harry Kane down for that. But be realistic about it. It's not like Wayne Rooney in 2004, where Rooney was just gripping games and just being like, "Listen, I'm the best player on this pitch, and I'm going to win this game for England." And when he battered Croatia on his own, and it looked like England might actually do something until he broke his foot against Portugal. It's not that kind of thing. I mean, the only person who's doing that really for England at the moment is Jordan Henderson. From an attacking point of view, the person who's doing it most is probably Jesse Lingard, to be honest with you, which fucking hurts. It hurts, and will not admit that he's a good footballer.
It bothers me, because he's not good, but he keeps scoring.
But he might be good.
No, he's not.
Whisper it quietly.
No,
he might be good.
No, he's
he might
not.
Be good at football. He might be. He keeps starting over Jordan. Over Marcus Rashford.
He does.
We kept saying, our argument for Jordan Henderson is that managers keep picking him and managers keep making him captain. Managers keep picking Jesse Lingard.
Get away from me with your fucking logic. I don't want to hear your logic.
Managers keep picking
Our listeners don't want to hear your logic.
I hate him more than anyone. Trent Alexander-Arnold hates him too. Did you see the It made my fucking day. Trent, I love you to bits.
Stout. I love him.
I love you to bits. I can't wait for you to get more minutes next, for England. I hope he starts against Belgium and he just...
That would be great.
Puts Kieran Trippier to shame.
Scores a free kick.
Yeah.
That'd be nice.
Why is Kieran Trippier taking all of England's set plays?
I really don't know.
I've never seen him score one.
Yeah.
And he's taken them over Henderson and... Alright, Harry Kane.
Maybe he's really good at them in training, because
maybe
he doesn't take them for Spurs because Christian Eriksen's really, really good at them. But maybe he is second in line. I have no idea.
I'll piss myself if Alexander-Arnold scores one against Belgium, Go ahead, Trent, lad.
Yeah. Please do it. Please do it.
Because there's no way... the thing with Trent is, he's a scouser. He's not.
Can I say Trent's player of a tournament, even though he hasn't played yet?
No.
Oh. Please.
This has to be a semi-serious podcast. Occasionally.
Could it be Ronaldo? Is that what you're making the aim towards?
I mean, I'll let you say that, because he was phenomenal against Spain.
Yeah.
He did fuck all against Iran and the Morocco. There you go. We were talking about them before. Yep. He did fuck all against... Alright, he scored
against Morocco.
He scores against Morocco, but he gets a free header from 6 yards out.
This is true. I had no idea why he wasn't marked for that corner.
Exactly, he's not going to miss that, and he's...
I don't know, that winger for Mexico, maybe.
Lozano.
Yes.
Lozano.
He's
Ultimate Team legend. Everyone who plays Ultimate Team will tell you that. If
I haven't played it for 5 months, so
for those of you who aren't 18,
I've got a job now, Mikey.
On FIFA Ultimate Team, the game mode, he's got an inform card that's rated 82, 84 or something like that, and when people bring him on off the bench, bad things happen to your team. He's meant to be very good. I've never used him because I'm not a biff. Yeah.
But no, he's been impressive, I think.
Yeah.
He's taken the two Mexico games by the scruff of the neck so far.
I mean, I could see you saying them.
Who do you reckon?
I think it's Luka Modric.
Oh, that is a good one. That is a good one.
I think it's Luka Modric.
Yeah.
I think he has been fucking incredible for Croatia.
He's been bossing that midfield and that goal.
And he's got 2 goals so far from midfield. He did start today. He come off in the 65th minute.
Good.
Dejan Lovren came on in the 70th minute and give a penalty away in the 76th.
That's so Lovren. I love it.
Well, in Degsy love.
He can't make it too easy, can he?
Yeah.
He's got Liverpool in his veins.
That's his cock up for the World Cup done, though.
Exactly, it's out of the way now.
Croatian Twitter's going to be fucking livid. But he's going to start the next game.
Croatian Twitter's probably a lot nicer than Liverpool Twitter.
I doubt it.
No?
No, I don't doubt it for a second, actually. Liverpool Twitter's a fucking horrible place.
Vicious.
Yeah.
Calm down, guys.
I'm surprised we've had no abuse yet. You know what? Considering
It's coming.
Yeah. We've had very little in the way of negative criticism. I hope that's not inviting any.
Fucking do it, dare you?
Yeah, I think it's Luka Modric, if I'm honest.
Yeah, no, that's a good shout, actually.
One player who deserves a shout, although he's only scored once at this point, I think. Isco.
He has looked good.
Isco's been
fucking really
incredible
good.
for Spain. But yeah,
the move for his goal as well.
Yeah,
it's classic.
It's classic Spain, wasn't it?
Very Spain.
I'm gonna say Modric.
Yeah, that's fine.
Because he's been boss. I am just checking whether or not I'm right with Isco there. Spain, fucking Iago Aspas scored for them yesterday. Do you remember the other day when I said to you that can be the sad thing? Iago Aspas is going to the World Cup and so's Luis Alberto. There you go. Aspas scored again.
Stop making me sad. He does this every week.
Another shout. Romelu Lukaku.
He has been great. Most of that Belgium team has been great, to be honest.
Coutinho, maybe.
He hasn't
faded.
He hasn't bossed games as much as I think he should. But I think part of that is down to the management. Like, they're playing Jesus when they should be playing Firmino. It would free up so much more space for Coutinho and Neymar to play with.
Yeah,
and I just don't understand for the life of me why he's persisting with Jesus up top.
If it were me, I'd be playing with a diamond in midfield because they've got so much fucking midfield talent. I'd be playing with Fernandinho behind Casemiro, and I'd probably push Willian into the centre midfield, and then put Coutinho behind. Or you put Coutinho in centre midfield, and then you put Neymar behind Firmino and Jesus.
Yeah.
And there you've got everyone on the pitch, everyone free to flow wherever they want to, really, going forward. And, Coutinho can drift in and out if he wants to. Neymar's in the centre of the pitch, can go where he wants. I think it just gets the best out of everyone, to be honest. But
maybe. I think their formation as is probably the best way to go. But just swapping out Jesus and Firmino, and you can have your plan A being Firmino, and then if you need to change late on, Jesus is a bit faster than Firmino. And
I think you play Bobby Firmino, you play him for 90 minutes, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, true.
Because he runs for 90 minutes.
He does. There was a lot of games in not much time at the World Cup, and you've got to manage him.
Yeah, definitely. Riley's just come in from his walk.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think a lot of teams could do with a tactical tweak, to be honest, but I'm not a manager, so I'm basically saying what I'd do if I was using them on FIFA.
Pretty much.
Yeah, but Luka Modric player of the tournament, sound. One player I would say might get it, depending on what his team do on Thursday, James Rodriguez. James Rodriguez, wasn't fully fit for the first game.
Did he get player of the tournament last time? He got top scorer, didn't he?
Yes. I can't remember.
Just say yes. It's fine.
Yeah, fuck it. Why not? Yeah. We'll make that claim. Fuck it. Who's fast?
He won something last time, and then Real Madrid bought him.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, alright, so that's all I really wanted to talk about in terms of the World Cup overall. One thing that has, I don't want to say overshadowed.
It's got tongues wagging.
But it's got tongues wagging. And a lot of them are wrong.
Hell of a lot of them are wrong.
A hell of a lot of them are wrong.
You, Lawrence.
VAR. Now, Matt, what is your standpoint on VAR?
All it is giving a referee another angle to see an incident, and then he can make a decision. Or he's more informed on that decision. So it's fine.
It's literally that.
It's like if the referee was wearing contact lenses.
VAR has never made a footballing decision. Referees make football decisions. Yeah. Referees go over, they check, and then they decide whether or not to change their opinion. So in the case of the game we are going to talk about, because everybody and their fucking mother are talking about it, Portugal versus Iran, VAR was used, was it 3 times in total?
I think so, yeah.
So
like the full-on VAR review where the referee went to the side of the pitch.
Now, it was used to give Iran a penalty, which Iran put away. It was used to give Portugal a penalty, which Portugal did not put away. But the important thing to take away from it is that the referee made both of those decisions. Cedric Handball,
there's no VAR robot which is saying penalty or no penalty.
Yeah.
It's still the referee.
I mean, James Milner's give his opinion on this on Twitter, and he said he's not a fan of VAR in the current system because things aren't always black and white. Like in rugby and cricket, things are black and white, and you can say when the video assistant's used, yep. Okay, that's that's hit the wicket, or like LBW kind of thing.
Yeah.
I don't follow any other sport, so I can't give any other examples.
I shout LBW at most sports, to be honest.
So, I mean, I understand from that point, but the problem with introducing that argument is, what's the point in referees in general then if football's a subjective sport? Do you know what I mean? If football's that subjective, you can't just say that. Do you know what I mean? Like, oh, well, what's the point in referees giving this decision if it's just subjective every time? Football is subjective, but that's the beauty of football in many respects. The problem is that the rules and FIFA themselves have muddied the rules, and I don't know how it's used across federation. Federations is the right word, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, for example, I don't know how UEFA deal with something compared to CONCACAF and the African ones and the Americas, so on and so forth.
Yeah.
But there's clearly there are referees who are going into this tournament who've got VAR experience from their own leagues. There's referees who are going in completely new. This is a completely new format to them. But that's Cedric Handball, and that's the one we'll focus on, along with the Ronaldo incidents.
Yeah.
That's Cedric Handball. Cedric, it's not a penalty in any definition of football, as far as I'm concerned. In any definition of the laws, it's not. But if it's given a lot you see it in the Champions League a lot. If when you say that's a foul in the Champions League, that's a foul in the Premier League. Yeah, exactly. That's a foul in Spain. You see it a lot where there's a different interpretation of the rules. And that's FIFA's fault. FIFA needs to be getting hold of referees and being like, listen, that's not a penalty. Ball to hand from 2 yards away is not a penalty. We've seen it twice now because Denmark got screwed with the same thing, didn't they, Poulsen? And it's had massive ramifications as well for Portugal. Portugal will win in that group, and now they aren't. They're facing Croatia. Is it Croatia? It's not Croatia. It's Uruguay. They're facing Uruguay. We've been talking about Spain, Croatia. So I've been like, well, that's who they would have played now. They're facing Uruguay instead. Uruguay's a massive game. Portugal-Uruguay.
That's gotta be dirty as fuck. I can't wait for it.
That's a lot more difficult than Russia, as Uruguay proved yesterday.
Yeah.
And Portugal could go out because of that. And Iran
they could put it down to that decision.
And
they could also put it down to Ronaldo missing his penalty, but they'll ignore that.
Well, I'll get to that in a second. Actually, the Ronaldo penalty, because something else pissed me off on that.
Yeah.
But the other thing is, Iran missed a chance in the 93rd minute where he should put that in the back of the net, and he hits the side net, and that's Portugal out the World Cup.
Yeah.
There, and
it's all fine margins.
Yeah, and it's the referee.
Yeah,
that's the point. It's the referee. If the referee had made that decision without VAR, you'd be fucking screaming at the referee for doing it. VAR gives the referee another opportunity to look at something and decide yes or no. If he's looked at that and went, maybe it is a penalty, then he doesn't understand the rules of the game.
It's fine people being outraged about these decisions and about these results, but they're being outraged at the wrong thing. They're being outraged at VAR, not the referees. Because it's the referee's decision, and he's the one making the decision. And he's even had better information being fed to him and still making these poor decisions. If that doesn't say he's crap at his job, I don't know what does.
There needs to be... from what I've seen, the replays are always slowed down.
Yeah, so to play devil's advocate, it's... I don't know, just something fell over. It's probably fine. To play devil's advocate with it... for the penalty incidents, everything is in slow motion and it's slowed down, and maybe the referee is thinking that
It looks worse.
Yeah, it looks worse.
Everything
the defender
looks
had
worse
more
in
time
slow-mo.
to move his arm away.
Everything looks worse in slow-mo.
Have you watched porn in slow-mo? It's horrible.
Fucking hell. Point well proved. But yeah, I mean, it baffles me how people can just target the wrong thing, and the VAR is giving referees a chance to look at decisions twice when they feel they need it. And the referees who've used it properly this year, we've all come away and went, yeah, very well done.
Yeah,
that's quality. For example, Argentina and Nigeria today.
Yes,
he's looked at the decision to award. Well, he didn't award it, but Nigeria were appealing for a handball against, I think it's Marcus Rocco.
Yeah.
He heads the ball down
into his arm.
It's hit his arm. All right, fair enough. It's clumsy, but he's looked at it and there's no way on God's earth he's meant that. Unless he's like, I mean, I say that. I mean, like Messi's first touch, for example. You know, I mean, it proves you can mean things like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like, but like Messi, Rojo.
Who put Argentina through?
That is true. I'd still rather want over my team.
I'm just dicking around. There's no way it's a penalty because I mean I can understand why people would suggest it was more than the Cedric one because Rocco has took it down. Well, he's touched it down with his head and it has hit his arm. Yeah. He gains a sort of advantage from that in the fact that Igalo has to readjust his body shape and that's why Igalo misses the chance. But there's fine margins again.
Yeah.
Igalo didn't have to do that. He could quite easily have taken another touch around the defender and tapped it into the net. Do you know what I mean?
So what gets me with a lot of this VAR stuff and like the outrage is there are pundits and commentators that have just decided I do not like technology in this game and I'm going to be against VAR no matter what. Alan Shearer, Mark Lawrenson, and there's not many trying to speak. Gary Lineker's trying his best to be really, really good about it, and he's trying to say, yeah, but if it makes the referee make the right decision more times than not, then surely it's a good thing. But Alan Shearer's just like, nope, it's bollocks.
May I remind you, Gary Lineker played in the 1986 game against Argentina.
Yeah, possibly.
So maybe he's a little bit biased when it comes to analysing something again. Although somebody said something on Twitter the other day which made me laugh, that I've never really considered, like, what the fuck's Peter Shilton doing coming for that ball?
Yeah.
never considered
Don't talk about it.
I never considered that. Everyone's been outraged for years because it's easy to be outraged. But yeah, the other thing I want to talk about then is, while we're on VAR, is the Ronaldo elbow incident because, well, you want to talk about it. I don't. I
have thoughts.
You have thoughts. Okay, say these thoughts because your thoughts are basically
it's a red.
No, well, what you were saying before was it's not a yellow card.
No, the one thing it is not is a yellow card because like something happened. Player went down clutching his face. Ronaldo turns around going, "What? I didn't do nothing." Referee gets a word in his ear saying, "Have a look at this on the VAR," and he does, and he goes over and he sees Ronaldo running up behind a player, looking at the player, getting his arm past him, and the elbow comes back into his face, and he goes past the player. And then he decides, okay, that is a foul, and that is a yellow card. But an elbow to the face on purpose, not an accidental elbow to the face, an elbow to the face where he knows where he's putting his arm, is a red card. So that incident should either be a red card or nothing. If it's a foul, it's a red card. If it's not a foul, it's not a foul. So I do not understand where a yellow has come from with that. That's my thing on it. It's 50-50 for me whether it is a red card or a foul or not. If I gun to my head, I'd probably say red because he is looking at him, and you've got that video evidence that he is looking at him, and his arm does go back after he's kind of like got his arm in front of him. It does go back.
I mean, I'm listening to it, but whilst I'm listening to it, I'm watching a replay of it, and it's literally a replay of it over and over again, and all I see is Cristiano Ronaldo trying he literally grabs hold of the player by the shoulder and puts his arm across him to push him out to the way. And if you do that with this part of your arm, you are going to catch someone in the face with an elbow.
Well, don't do that then.
And that's fair enough. But what I mean is, and this is what I'm saying about FIFA with the interpretation of the rule. At what point is an elbow with intent there? Because Ronaldo's not. I don't think Ronaldo was intended to do it, and I don't want to get into the whole, he's not that type of player kind of situation because
it's a bullshit argument.
Because it's a bullshit argument. But the thing is, you have to look at the circumstances. Cristiano Ronaldo's going to take this opportunity to try and prove that he's better than Lionel Messi. And he's the greatest footballer of all time. He's not. Spoiler alert. He's not. we
were considering doing a Ronaldo versus Messi episode, but
we're at an hour now. I can't be asked.
Well, but it's Messi.
It's Messi.
I'm not playing devil's advocate and saying it's Ronaldo. I'm not doing it.
Yeah, it's Messi. Might do one a little bit more in depth where we talk about why it's Messi. But
he's dead good.
Yeah, that's it. But look at this instant, right? You look at that. You can see Ronaldo is pushing him out the way.
He is.
Do you know what I mean? He's pushing him out the way. I know this is terrible radio, but again,
everyone's seen it. Everyone's watched it to death.
He's
Everyone
pushing
has
him
their
out
own
the way.
opinions on it.
And this is what I'm saying about interpretation of the rules. It's a red card if he means it, and if there's intent behind that elbow. I don't think there is, and that's why I think the referee has went with a yellow card instead, because it's excessive force, and it's poor. But by the rules of the game, if he's looked at that originally and said that's not a foul, then he needs to. He's given his second opinion based on the intent, and that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's the only. So it should be a red card by that.
Yeah.
So that's the referee again, and it is not VAR.
No, it's not VAR.
The whole fucking point of this conversation is VAR is dead good. Referees are shit at using it.
But no, referees aren't shit at using it. Some referees are shit at using it.
Some referees are.
This World Cup has been really, really good for it, actually.
There are inconsistencies with the VAR usage.
Yeah, well, there's inconsistencies with the quality of referees, just in general, everywhere, apparently.
Yeah, this is the thing. I understand what people are saying in that it comes down to opinion a lot more than it should. Maybe,
but that's
football.
That's what refereeing is.
Yeah, exactly. And you've seen referees talk about managing games of football, whereas other referees might not adopt a different approach. And you see people who are saying like
sometimes referees let games flow.
Referees like to let games flow. Referees, the classic one is that's a yellow card if it's at a half-hour mark.
Yeah,
but it's 2 minutes into the game, so he's not going to book him because it sets precedent. No, if it's a yellow card, give him a yellow card. That's deliberately ignoring the rules of the game.
Until referees are indeed VAR robots, we're always going to have this.
Yeah,
we're always going to have this.
The point is, it's better
and
than
then
what
and
we
only
have.
Then can people moan about VAR.
It's better than what we have.
Yes, definitely.
I don't care about the breaks in play. If they want to show the instance on the screen, I don't know if they do in the stadiums, to be fair. The way we see the 3 screens.
I don't think they're showing the replays, but it comes up saying VAR for possible something.
That's fine.
Yeah, so the fans know. Which is all I wanted when we played West Brom in the FA Cup. That's all I wanted to know. When it was taking ages, I just wanted to know what was going on.
All teams should have to then. If we were introducing this into the Premier League, all teams would have to do is the advertising billboards around the side of the stadium need to be electronic. And when the referee makes a VAR decision, the advertising boardings just go to rolling text of this is the decision that's being made so that people can actually look at it. Do you know what I mean?
It could be sponsored by someone.
Oh
my God, we just made the FA so much money.
We've just fixed...
made the Premier League so much money.
Fixed football. VAR sponsored by Rolex.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Oh, getting in on tag her.
Yeah, alright, tag here, yeah. Sorry. But
you know what? We've actually fixed football.
We have fixed football?
Yeah, that's sad.
There we go. The story of a poor boy fixing football 1 week at a time. Right. So in summation this week, VAR is good.
Yeah. And just referees are weird.
And
but we always knew that.
Shit. Luka Modric is boss at footy. James Rodriguez is probably going to be boss at footy for the rest of this World Cup.
And it's going to be a Mexico-Croatia final.
Mexico-Croatia in the final. You've just heard an ambulance go past.
Or have you?
Or have you? No, I think that's all we wanted to talk about this week.
Yeah,
we're happy with these shorter episodes over the summer because... Yeah, there's fuck all.
It's not much on other than World Cup, to be honest.
Exactly. There's fuck all Liverpool business to talk about that we haven't already covered. This week we are finally nearly up on Spotify. Yes. I got the email through yesterday saying that our podcast is on Spotify. Whenever I search for it, I can't fucking find it. I click the link that they send it. It's not on there. Right? I did, Matt. I've typed it out a lot, but when I'm following the link, it won't let me follow the link either. It's broken.
Yeah.
Spotify took forever to set up, to be fair. Like, I sent the request to them about 2 weeks ago, and then they went, under review. And that was the last I heard.
How iTunes was so much easier.
Oh, we are on!
Oh, sound.
Yay! Hooray! Yeah. So, we're up on Spotify, we're up on iTunes, we're up on YouTube, we're on WordPress as well. That's my old WordPress account that I linked up thinking, maybe I'll write an article or two once upon a time again. Read my old articles, one of them's really good and I got a lot of it right. The predictions for Jurgen Klopp's first full season.
Yeah,
I got a lot of it right.
Yeah, I remember that one.
I think I said fourth.
I might write a thing too.
Fourth in a cup run was good. And we had fourth in a cup run, alright, albeit we got to the semi-final. But, yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. Feel free to have a go at me for that. I'm sure it was...
You just really want some abuse, don't you?
I do, yeah.
I'll give you some abuse.
Like us on Twitter, follow us on Twitter, like us on Twitter, like us on Facebook, do what you do on Reddit. Follow us on Podbean as well, because although you might not use it, it comes in handy because we know who's listening and who's not.
Subscribe on iTunes.
Follow us on Spotify.
That's it, yeah. And subscribe on YouTube. Yeah.
Basically,
a lot of things.
All of our things. All the social medias. There has never been more opportunity to listen to me and Matt talk. Ever.
Unless you are Mikey's fiance and she has to deal with it a lot.
Yeah, she has to listen to every episode that we record. So that's been the story of a poor boy. Thank you as always for listening. Thank you again, and thank you as always because we love it. I've said thank you a lot now.
It is the highlight of a week doing this. It really is.
Yeah, it is. My favourite time. If you can share it with your friends who you think who might enjoy it
or might hate it,
in a couple of weeks,
send it to your favourite blue.
Liverpool start playing again in a couple of weeks, which means we get back to the stuff we actually want to fucking talk about.
Yes.
So that's been the story of a poor boy.
Cheers, guys.